All right, so a few things that I want to talk to you all about are the changes made by CXC. So I'm going to log into the website. Most of you all heard the news, but for HSB, there's no change really. All right, so let me just get a notice firstly. Okay, so CXC announces strategy for the administration of May-June examinations. Now, so far it has been postponed to the last week in June into July. Now, I'm not sure what date HSB is because they didn't really post an updated timetable. They just say what month the exam is postponed to, and most of the exams will take place in July. Now, all the other subjects will basically have a multiple choice exam alone, and they are adding that to their SBA mark. Now, since HSB do not have an SBA component, now we will have to do our paper 2 as usual. So what we were preparing for, it's the same thing, same question, same format, same time frame, except that it's going to be done only online. So there's a handbook that you all will have to download. I will also send it to you all. You basically need to have a computer. You don't have to have internet, because according to their announcement, they said this strategy will employ the e-testing modality online and offline. All right? And you all will be able to get your certificate same time in August. Now, that is the only information that I have to share with regards to the changes. So HSB is the same exam with paper 1 and paper 2, except that it will be held sometime in July. So keep posted, right? In terms of how you're going to do the exam, if you go onto the CXC website and you click I want to, you have to click e-testing manual. Again, I will send it to you all in the WhatsApp chat. When you arrive at this e-testing manual page, you all are going to click on candidate manual. So this is a guide to show you all how they're going to do the test online. Again, you don't need internet. Now, I'm not sure, preferably a laptop or a computer. I don't think it's wise to do it on a tablet. I'm not sure the website will be supported on a iPad or a tablet. Okay, so basically, you all would have already registered for your exams. So this is just the registration for the electronic test. So an email address will automatically generate for each candidate upon registration. Candidates are required to obtain a password from the subject registered report, which may be generated from the student portal. Candidates are asked to visit this website where they will see the screen below. So you all should be able to already have access to these things by entering the center number, which should be sent in an email address, into your email address, your candidate number, or if you don't have these information, you could enter your birth certificate number, your last name, and your date of birth, and select which period you're writing. Well, definitely it's CSEC. It's June 2020, CSEC. So when you get by with that page, okay, so far I have a question. I didn't get any email. All right. Okay, so when you get past that page, under registration, candidates are asked to run subject registered report, which will generate a document below, providing the Inspira username and password. So once you complete this, this is going to give you your username and password to gain access to the web page where you will require to write the exam. Okay, so basically they tell you for the what you need to, what kind of system you need. So I'm seeing Windows 7 to Windows 10. It also supports these older versions. And again, preferably a computer or laptop. Huh? Test taking advice. So you read your instructions, read the question. On the day of examination, personal identification, credential, username, password. Safe Exam Browser SEB is a software which facilitates a secure examination environment by preventing unauthorized access to other sites and applications. So a lot of people think that because you're doing it online, you can't access other, like Google or whatever sites, it will be blocked. Candidates taking CXC's online examinations will require to use a SAB. A software will normally be pre-installed on the device provided at the examination center. So I can't give you further details on whether or not CTS will allow you all to come into their computer labs and do the exam there. But when I get information, I will obviously give you all that information immediately. Accessing the student dashboard. So the web page will be cxc.inspira.no. When you enter this website, let me click on it just to see how it looks. Right, so you would have gotten your login information from before. So you log in, all right? Then you will be able to see, right, so this screen will pop up. The supervisor invigilator will provide a special day password which must be used to access the examination. So each student who is logging in will have a supervisor looking at their screen. Just like how you all see my screen, someone will be looking at your screen. So again, I can't really see how somebody would cheat, and I'll explain how. Number 4, in the My Test option, select the relevant examination. So when you gain access, you click on My Test and you will see your subjects. Confirm that the examination displayed is indeed the one you should be sitting. Notify the supervisor and invigilator if the information is inaccurate. Select, click here to get ready. Now, I would advise you all to at least reach to this login page, at least be able to log into this website here, cxe.inspira.no, so that you know that you're in the program, you're in the website already. So then you will be able to see the subjects that you sign up for. So when you're able to see the subjects, so for instance, they have IT here, you'll see the date, the time. Now, as soon as you click to get ready for the exam, that time is recorded and rolling. So you can pull out books and look for answers because time will be elapsed while you are doing so. All right. Now, if you don't have the Safe Exam browser installed on your web page, you will get a notification to install it in order to do the exam, because what this does is prevent you from opening other tabs or opening other web pages. All right. So in order for you to even download this Safe Exam browser, you have to at least pass through this system here. Now, if you didn't get your center number or your candidate number, use your birth certificate number. See if you can get by this phase and you could reach the screen where you have to use a student login. All right. So you could download the Safe Exam browser one time, not on the day of your exam, obviously. You want to be prepared. Once the Safe Exam browser is installed, and depending on your application, you will be asked to launch application, as in the case of Fox or Fire. What is Chrome and Firefox? So I guess Internet Explorer and those kind of platforms, stay away from those. Use Chrome and Firefox, so that when you install this Safe Exam browser, it will pop up on these pages. All right. So this is how it looks. You'll get a pop-up. You click Launch Application. Oh, like they say, in case of Internet Explorer, you will see the screen below immediately. Enter password. Enter the Safe Exam browser password to open the examination. This will be issued together with your username and login password. So you'll get this detail when you get by this page here. All right. So first step, you had to click on this link here, orscxe.org. Once you get by this, you click on you ask candidates to run the subjects registered. So you click Run Subject Registered. That's step 2. Then you will get your username and password for the next website, which is cxe.inspira.com. This one here. When you get that password, you log in. Then you click on My Test, so you will see your subjects. And then you download Starch Test Safe Exam browser. It will pop up. You click download, whatever operating system you're using. And then now, a next pop-up. When it finished download, you'll get a next pop-up. If you're using Chrome or Firefox, it will look like this. If you're using Internet Explorer, it would look like this. And you enter the password from what you would have gotten from your previous website. So step-by-step guide for taking the exam. Begin the examination by selecting Start the Test. Then it will be one question at a time. So therefore, when you are doing your multiple choice or your paper 2, one question will pop up. All right. And you will see there's time. Your time will be recorded. I will show you all how it is done. Your time will be displayed when you started. Your candidate number will have been showing there. Footer bar will show the pages that you have. So for instance, HSB is 60 multiple choice. So it's 60 questions you will see, but you won't see the questions as you go on the bottom. It's only when you click next. When the final question has been answered, select deliver. If you want to go back and check through your answers, you could click the back button here, which is use the previous task button to navigate previous questions. So you could go back and recheck. And then when you're completely satisfied with your answers, you click submit. You click submit, which is a tick at the bottom. Oh, it's above here as well. Submit. All right. On the confirm delivery page, review any unanswered questions by clicking on the question. Having reviewed your unanswered questions, select the last tab on the footbar. All right. So you will receive confirmation that your work has been. So once you are satisfied and you make sure everything answered, because the bottom bar here tells you if you answered every question, you will see a blue mark. Anything that unanswered, you wouldn't see a blue mark. So go back and make sure you have make sure you have 60 answers. And once you finish, you submit, and you will receive a confirmation saying that you submitted. All right. Interruption of internet access. So some people might, the Wi-Fi not strong or it might cut off. If you experience loss of internet access, the informational offline alert will be displayed, so it tells you if you're offline. If internet connection is not restored within a minute, the critical offline alert will be displayed. So someone is looking, an invigilator from CXC is looking on. So the supervisor and invigilator at the center will follow the appropriate procedures to ensure that all candidates are able to submit their work. Once the required procedures are followed, the candidate's work will not be lost, even if the network or internet goes down during the examination or remains down until the end of the examination. So you could use the site without internet. And if not, it's better to have internet, but if you don't have internet, it will still be saved. And the invigilators will still see where you reach and so forth. All right? Special needs candidates. Any questions so far? Before I move on, I will send this document to you all. So basically, this is just the requirements to have on your computer. All right, and that's the end of it. I know doing an exam online is new to you all. However, okay, we have questions. So you can only check back on unanswered questions. No, you can check back on all. You just keep pressing back, or you press at the bottom which page or whatever you want to check. All right. So this will be sent. Now there's an example of a test. I urge you all to complete it. So when you go to the CXC's website, you can click on e-test. And then, well, you all are writing CSEC exam, so click CSEC. And you all could select whichever subject. So let's say HSB. Okay, we have a question. So I guess it's confirmed exams are being, yes, it is confirmed that exams are done online. What is not confirmed is the dates when the scheduling of the exam. All we know for now, all we know so far, it's going to be held the last week in June and the whole of July. All right. So let's say HSB paper 2. So here's how the paper 2 will look. Question 1, define the term malnutrition. You type in the answer. So malnutrition is when you have too much or too little nutrients in your diet, full stop. All right, and that will be saved. You don't have to click save. State 3 possible causes of obesity. So 1, overeating. 2, too much fats in the diet. 3, lack of exercise. All right, and then you keep going down. And notice, like see how I did question 1, you see this blue mark on the top? That means I wrote an answer. 2 part 1, I wrote an answer. 3, well, that's the question that I'm on. So 3, healthcare providers have observed that some medical conditions are related to obesity. Identify one of these medical conditions. So diabetes is a disease that can lead to obesity. So I write the answer. On the grid provided in figure 1, construct a bar graph of the data in table 1. So how do you do a bar graph now? So you click on the bar graph. Sorry, click on the grid. Let me see. So construct a bar graph. I'm not seeing what the table is. On the grid provided in figure 1, construct a bar graph. So I guess you have to look for a tool. Okay. Yeah, I believe you have to use this pencil here and choose like a size. Y'all, I'm using this website for the first time, huh? So just bear with me here. And then you click like what color, I guess. Say you want something that will show up. Let me just go with red. Fill red. All right, so something like that. All right. Save and close. Oh, okay, I see. You had a, whatever you're drawing on that blank page will show up here. So let me undo that. To undo, you click on this button here, undo. But you know what? They said construct a bar. I'm looking for the data in table 1. Where's table 1? Table 2. Figure. I'm not seeing table. I'm not seeing table. Very strange. So somewhere they're supposed to have a table to even do the bar graph. I'll come back to that. All right, so once I find out where the table is, where I'm getting the data, is basically to take the pencil, select a size, select a color. I guess that don't really matter that much. Save and close. Not save and close, no? You draw it out. Oh, go back. Let me select a fatter point. So it does go whichever line. That's not user friendly at all. So please guys, please practice it before your real exam. Okay, I guess, right, I'm seeing a better thing you could use. This line here, you could just drag down like that, line it up, make a bar straight, come down, and here we have our first bar. All right. So the line option for the bar graphs is better. So bar graphs have spaces in between. So become familiar with the program from now forward. Just looking like there'll be problems. Whoa. Yeah. I hope it has no bar graph. Discard changes. Okay. So this is just an idea of how your paper 2 will look. All right. Hopefully they don't bring something with a bar graph or anything to draw, because not all exams you have that in any case. All right. So you have your paper 2. And notice they have the timing that elapsing while you're doing the exam. So let's look at paper 1. Okay, so all organisms carry out certain activities, which, so yes, you could switch questions by clicking the bottom here. However, I advise you all to do each one at a time. So let's do question 1, click next. Question 2, so question 1 is, this is the answer, next. Which of the following cell organelles make protein for a cell? Ribosome. And I spell the word wrong, eh? Next. The initial energy of a food chain comes from the sun. Next. So you keep doing it, and then you could go back and check over. My advice is check over after every question. All right. When you submit it, you click the check mark below, and this will tell you all the ones that you miss out. So you see, I only do 3 questions. So now you can actually go back to the ones and do it. So the multiple choice is user friendly. The paper 2, I'm hoping to God have no bar graph or anything for all you. All right, so go to the e-test and then CSEC, and then you'll see all the subjects. Practice it from now. All right, so I will send this for you all in a moment. I'll send it now, in fact. So go through this manual with a fine-tooth comb and make sure your computer ready to have the exam. All right, the homework now. Would you know if the time given to complete the exam is more the same as it is online? So far, they didn't state if the time changed. So I'm guessing it's the same as your regular exam. You see the subjects with the major changes would be like maths and English and those kind of subjects. HSB so far remain the same. All right, so the homework, complete questions from impact of health practices on the environment, past papers. So that was this document that was sent. I also sent the notes here and the presentation below. All right, so, and also you have to give 2 descriptions for each meiosis stage. So let's do first part of the homework. Let me open that document. Any questions so far? Feel free to ask. Okay, let's correct. Well, let's answer this first one. I think we did this already though. Did we do question 14 already? With the pit latrine? Okay, we did that. I guess we did the sewers treatment plant as well. Let's do question 14. Define the terms pollution and pollutants. State your answer in the chat. Oops. State your answer in the chat, or you could unmute your mic. What is pollution and what is pollutant? Pollution is the addition of contamination to the environment. Good. Pollutant. So pollutant is the actual contamination. So it could be so pollutant is a harmful substance which is added to the environment, which will cause pollution. So that could be a gas, it could be a chemical, it could be a solid waste. It could be a liquid waste. Part B, give 3 examples of atmospheric pollution. So people who I don't ever hear from is like Kendall George, DeJean Charles. I don't get answers from you all. Kelly said sulfur. Now look at the key word here. They said atmospheric pollutant. So that have to be something added to the air, which will cause air pollution. So if you're saying sulfur, you have to say the gas, which is sulfur dioxide. So it could be sulfur dioxide, it could be carbon dioxide, it could be carbon monoxide, it could be nitrogen dioxide. Those are classic examples of gases which pollute the air. You could also say dust, smoke, chemical fumes. You can even go on to saying that if you can't remember the gases. Bear in mind, this was given in this note. If you look at the handout, okay, so here we have air, here are the gases. Carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon, and it even showing the impact of those. Next question. Patsy, explain the treatment procedure that should be carried out on the river water to make it safe for human consumption. So the treatment procedure for river water. What are the steps? So the steps are right on the handout where we have water purification, which is the water treatment. So coagulation, addition of sticky substance, which adheres to debris and sediments, right, in the water. Flocculation is a gentle stirring or agitation to encourage the particles to form into light. So once you list out all 5 and explain it straight from the notes, that's the 10 marks there. If you just list out the steps 1 to 5, that is just 5 marks. Explain the treatment. Okay. D. Discuss the role of microorganisms in the treatment of sewage. 5 marks. Who's doing that? Microorganisms are bacteria, fungi, virus, but viruses don't really to break up organic material. Correct. That's correct, Kelly. All right, moving on. I wonder if we did this question. Looking familiar. Did we do the water cycle last week? Question here. All right, guess not. Nisha tells her brother Niall that the amount of water on Earth remains constant. With the assistance of plants and the water cycle illustrates how this is so. Figure 2 represents the water cycle. All right, let me shrink it. Identify processes A, B, C, D, and E in figure 2. What are they? So A, you have water in oceans, lakes, and rivers going up. A is evaporation. B, you have arrows from animals going up. So what is being released from the animals? Water vapor and respiration. Very good. B is respiration. Remember, your breath have water vapor. Some people ask why respiration in this cycle. C, trees releasing water vapor, transpiration. Very good. D, they have the cooling of the water vapor in the clouds. It cools and condenses. That's condensation. Precipitation would have been somewhere around here, which would have shown that rain is falling. E deals with water seeping through or percolating. So E is percolation. It's passing through the soil particles. All right. B, groundwater must be purified before it is safe for drinking. Name 2 methods used in the home for purifying water. So how do you purify water at home? Boiling, leaving it exposed to sun for about 4 to 6 hours. Very good. What is the function of screening in the water treatment plants? So let me get the water treatment. So supposed to have a little screening method here. Screening is basically like a large mesh work of wire that will prevent any solids from passing through the pipes. All right. C. Neil has a sample of water which he thinks has bacteria. He can demonstrate the presence of bacteria in the water. So this is the step. If you go to testing water for bacteria, you rewrite the steps here 1 to 4. All right. That answer is here. 12. A, part 1. Describe how a landfill is made. So don't forget all your landfill notes. That's in the bottom. So how do you make the landfill? Well, not you, but how do the authorities make a landfill? What you need, those kind of things. Miss, you could send this paper to the group again? Yeah, I'm gonna send it again. Okay, it's sent again. So firstly, you need a large area of land that is regulated by the government. So it is only used for discarding solid waste that is not disease causing or harmful to the environment. All right, so you can't go and take hospital waste and all those kind of things and this dispose of it into the landfill sites. All right. Also, Yes, it have to be isolated with clay liner. Very good. So you have to have clay soil at the base. You need to have sand as well. You need to have a plastic liner, which is waterproof. You need to have pipes, which will remove the leachate water from the solid waste. And you need to have, well, you're not seeing it here. That was actually in the this other diagram. So if you go to the bottom here, landfills, right. You need to also have pipes, which will collect the methane gas. All right. So that's basically what you need. 2, sorting is one activity that is performed in treating with solid waste at a landfill. So before the garbage truck bring the waste into the landfill site, they need to have checks on the type of waste. So they will go into the bags and sort it. Sort it into plastic, cloth, glass, because a lot of people throw batteries and these kind of things that could explode if you leave it in a landfill site. Huh? So name 2 other activities you think they will perform when the solid waste reaches the landfill. What do you think? So again, I can't be answering all the questions. I need participation in the class, like the day class. They always unmute their mic and say their answers. Nothing wrong with that. This is how we learn, especially when you give your answer. You will be able to, I will tell you if your answer is correct. All right, so another activity is you could basically have what you call reclamation, which is putting the garbage that can be reused into heaps or as like a flea market sale. Not like someone could come buy it, but just like putting it aside. Any question? Putting it aside, which in reclamation areas where others can come and take it and reuse it. You can reduce food waste or save leftover. That is not answering the question. Okay, yes, incineration, yes. There will be particular items which you could just burn instead of having it piling up and you have to compact it. So yeah, there's some landfill sites have incinerators. So sorting, incinerating, reclamation. You could also mention compacting. So those tractors and excavators can crush and squeeze those solid waste into flatter materials so it doesn't accumulate. B, community Y has an effective solid waste management program. Label bins are provided for the collection of household refuse, glass, wood, and metal products. Community Y also uses methods of incineration, recycling, and composting to manage its solid waste. Explain the processes of incineration, recycling, and composting. Who wants to tell what incineration is about? What does incineration mean? So basically, burn the garbage in our incinerator, and that will only be the things that cannot be reused, and things that when you burn, like, now you can't burn things like plastic and stuff in the open. You have to put it in an oven because the smoke that is being released is actually harmful. Recycling, basically you use over a product for something else. Like those Coca-Cola bottles, you could recycle it into plant pots. Composting is making compost heap, which involves having a barricade in a particular area, and you throw all your vegetable peas and organic waste, and you basically wet it every day. So it breaks down and it forms a very nutritious, rich type of matter for agriculture. Also, I basically give the advantages as well when I was explaining it. Now, the advantage of incineration is basically to prevent it from accumulating, the waste, that is. C, community-wide is concerned about pollution. Explain how community-wide can prevent water pollution. Your answer should include 3 methods. So what are 3 ways in which you could prevent water pollution? Just making sure we didn't leave out any questions. Yeah, back to you all. Hopefully it's not me who will talk for the next 3 hours. What is 3 methods in which you can prevent water pollution? Okay, nobody have an answer, so I'll just move on. Okay, Cheyan say, why not throwing bottles down the drain? So, not discarding solid waste into drains. That's one answer. This is common sense, by the way. And not throwing harmful liquids down the drain, your sinks. So some people just throw away all kind of chemical waste by just washing it down their sink. By making proper arrangement to get rid of non-perishable items, bins. Okay, you could basically not understand it. By making proper arrangement to get rid of non. So you could basically have like bins set aside in the community to, like, bins for plastic, bin for glass, instead of people just throwing it on the roadsides. And because sometimes what can end up in the land is eventually end up in the water. All right, so that's it for this document. I believe we have some multiple choice as well to complete. So I'm going to open the multiple choice. Anybody don't have the multiple choice booklet, let me know. I'll email it to you soft copy. Right, so this is the same booklet you all have. We already completed The first two in your booklet. This one is not in the same order as your booklet. Now we have to do as many past papers. By the way, we completed the syllabus, so I will be starting over from topic 1 and see how best. I think it's better we do like the ones that give you all problems. So you all can message me. So far the day class already told me what they want taught over. Let's do this June 2005 paper. So I'm leaving up the screen, giving you all five minutes to do. Let me see how best. We'll do it one at a time. So when I read out the question, actually I'm not going to read out the question. I'm going to say number 1, and you all will go to the chat and tell me what is the answer by inserting the letter. So question 1. If you can't see it, let me know. Or you could use your hard copy booklet for those who paid for it. I don't have the page number on your actual booklet, so I can't say what page. You just have to look. It will be written on the pages. You have to look for June 2005. Or you could read from the screen and do it. Okay, so the answer for number 1, which are the following statements are true about viruses? All of them is D. Number 1 is D. I'm seeing that it's on page 42 according to your booklet. All right, so number 1, D. Number 2, when you're writing the answer, put number 2 on the letter. 2. Okay, so you all said C. Now C is basically the sperm cell, and that is found in the human body. So the answer is D. That's, you can't even make out what that is. Number 3. Go ahead, do 3 and 4 and 5. I'm only doing the first 30 for now. Huh? I want to do something else after. 3. Which of the label structures contain chlorophyll? You all saying 3 is C. C is the nucleus, so that's wrong. A is the cell wall. B is the best answer there. That's the chloroplast. Yeah, B. Do 4 and 5. Four. Serve as lining protecting inner parts of the body. Epithelial cells. C. 5. Conducts impulses from receptors to effectors. That is the nerve cell. A. Number 6. Number 6 refers to the following diagrams of plant cells. Which plant cell is most likely in a concentrated solution? So this diagram currently shows it, but if you place a plant cell in a concentrated solution, it's going to get flaccid, which is D. D is the correct answer. Giving you all some time for, guess what? I'm going to give you all about a half hour to finish 1 to 30. All right, you all could take a little breaks and stuff in between, but after a half hour, I'm going to continue correcting all of them one time, and then I want to go through a topic. Now we will correct the remaining questions. If you're all with me, press 1. So you're correcting the first up to 30. All right. Question 7. The bone connecting the hip to the knee is the femur, A. Put you all aside. The main function of the vertebral column is to A, give protection to the spinal cord. Actually, sorry, B, provide support for the body. That's the main function. That's the backbone of this whole of the body. 9. Bone is made up of protein and D, calcium phosphate. Yeah, very good. 10. Which is the correct order of the passage of a nerve impulse in a reflex action? So reflex action is bypass the brain. Sensory neuron, gray matter of spinal cord, motor neuron. A, yes. 11. Which of the following is true of a receptor? D, receives a stimulus. Good. Number 12. Color blindness is caused by C, disorder of the cones, because cone cells is responsible for color. 12 is C. 13, an organ that has both an exocrine and endocrine function is C, pancreas. 14. Now you all please write the number and the letter so it don't get confusing. 14 now. Which of the following reasons explain why there is need for a transport system in the body? You need a transport system because the body has a small surface area to run. Yes, 1 and 2A is correct. 14 is A. 15, the main function of valve in the heart is to D, prevent the backflow of blood. 16, which of the following statements about arteries is true? They carry blood at a high pressure, A. 16A, yeah. Very good so far. 17, which of the following statements are true about phagocytes? 2 and 3, which is B. 18, gaseous exchange is best described as the D, uptake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide in the alveoli. Please remember the gaseous exchange surface is the alveoli. 19. Which compound found in cigarette smoke is considered carcinogenic? Tar. B. 20. Which of the following statements about aerobic respiration is not true? Aerobic respiration. B, takes place in the absence of oxygen. That is not true, right? 21, in a cell, respiration takes place in the D, mitochondria. 22, which of the following vitamins is destroyed by heat? Let me come back to that. I have to check that one. Which test will be positive for fats in cheese? Grease spot. 23 is C. 24, sugar in. No, 23 is fat. Fats in cheese, you use the grease spot emulsion test, that's the fat test. 24, sugar in cereal, that's B, Benedict solution. All right. Vitamin C is destroyed by heat. So 22 is C. Protein in egg, A. What is the function of the incisor in the digestion of food? Cutting, D. 26D. 27. This will be pH 1 to 2.5. The answer for 27, B, stomach is acidic. 28. Digestion can best be described as C, 28, C. 29. One, 2, and 3, which is D. 29 is D. And last one, we will complete the rest after. I just want to go through some topics. Which of the following statements is or are true of excretion? Definitely not one. Feces is not excretion, that's egestion. Three alone, which is C. Yes. All right, so we're going back to topic 1. First topic. So let me exit that for now. So we're going to do a revision of all the topics. This will come in good for those who join the class late. All right, so characteristics of living things, that's Grimna. Or some people, they call it Miss Green. Just to remember, it involves growth, reproduction, irritability, movement, nutrition, excretion, respiration. All of these are subtopics which we will look at. All right, so the animal and plant cell. This is a diagram showing the structures of a typical animal cell. We have learned the function of each of these. These things inside of the animal cell is what you call organelles. And they have different functions, which is make a cell a living unit. A cell is basically a basic unit. So let me go through definitions here. All right. So a cell, you can write these things down. The basic unit of a living organism. It contains organelles, which is the tiny structures inside of the cell which carry out the life processes. And you all know the life processes is Grimna. Right? Maybe I'll send you all this, so don't worry. So you have two cells. You have the animal cell as well as Carlene, who just got home from work. We're going through the first topic again. All right. We looked at the plant cell. We looked at the bacterial cell, we looked at a virus and a fungus. All right. So you all have to be able to label these diagrams. The difference with the virus is not considered a cell because it only becomes living when it is inside of a host. So if it's in the surface or if it's outside the body, it will last a few days or a few hours depending on the virus. So let me close this off. So these are the organelles here. A lot of them have things in common. Now plant cells have a cell wall, animal cell don't. Plant cells have chloroplast, animal cell don't. Plant cells have a large permanent vacuole, animal cell have small numerous vacuoles in it. Alright, so let's go through what the organelles do. This is the bacterial cell. They have a tail. They have 3 layers. That is what makes it very protected. They have a capsule, a cell wall, a cell membrane, which is also known as plasma membrane. The watery, liquid, jelly-like consistency inside is the cytoplasm. Animal cell and plant cell have that as well. Ribosomes too. We don't have plasmid, which is circular DNA inside. Our DNA is inside of a nucleus, which is similar to the fungus here, to have a nucleus. Notice the fungus have cell wall as well. Huh? Okay. This is the virus. It have proteins all around. It have a capsid layer, which is proteins again. It have enzymes which could destroy cells. And then they have the DNA or RNA, which is inside of the capsid. There's no nucleus as well. So differences between animal and plant cell. All right. So differences between plant, animal cell. First thing first, plant cell has a large permanent vacuole. 2, plant cell has chloroplast, which contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment in the leaves of the plant. And another difference is the cell wall. Plant cell has a cell wall, right? So you all would have heard the term unicellular or single cell organisms, also known as unicellular. These are what they call microbes or microorganisms, which is made up of one cell. Examples: you have the bacteria. You have something called amoeba, protozoa as well. Now we don't put virus here because virus is not classified as a cell. All right. Could also put fungi here. Some of them. Okay. The opposite of single cell or unicellular is multicellular. So that will include things like plants and animals, which are made of many cells. All right. So then we went on into actually, oh, these are the structures or the organelles in the cell, which cell they found in, a description of how it looks, and the function. I encourage you all to go through these again. We even went, we did a test with these last term. Right, these are different cells in the human body. All right, so types of cells located in the human body. So you all must be able to give the structure and function of the epithelial cell. This cell is found in the lining of tissues inside the body. So skin tissue, organ tissue, the stomach lining, all of those things contain epithelial cells. And this is how it looks. You have the cytoplasm, you have nucleus, and you have that kind of cilia structure at the top. Now this is to increase, cilia does increase the surface area for substances to enter and absorb into the cell. Yes, I am sending the document, a concise form of the note for term, the first topic. Right. You also have to know your sex cells, which is the sperm cell and egg cell. So these are basically used for reproductive function and found in the reproductive organs. So you must be able to say that the sperm cell have a head, the middle region which have the mitochondria in it. Notice the head have the nucleus as well as something called an acrosome, that red area there. This contains enzymes which is break down the barrier around the egg. And then obviously the tail is to allow it to swim. Mitochondria provide energy for it to swim. The egg has 3 layers. This outer layer, corona radiata, I guess this word will come on now. You have a cell membrane around as well. And then you have your cytoplasm and your nucleus. This layer of cells have to be broken down by the acrosome in the sperm head so that fertilization could take place. So you also have to know 3 types of muscle cells. Skeletal muscles are found around your bones. Smooth muscles is found around organs and internal in the body. Cardiac muscle is found in the heart alone. There's a special kind of muscle that constantly contracting and relaxing, unless if the person is not alive. All right, so you have to also know your muscle cells, which is the smooth, skeletal, and cardiac muscles. And lastly, these terms, what is cell specialization or differentiation? So cell specialization or cell differentiation is when each cell has a particular role or function to play. For example, nerve cell is used to transmit messages. Therefore, that is why it does look different than the sperm cell. Or you all have to also know the nerve cell found in the central and peripheral nervous system. Alright, so cell specialization, you have cells specialized to perform a role or duty in the body. Not every cell looks the same, and not every cell have the same shape and function. Alright. And then you have your levels of organization in the human body. That's how we are made up. The smallest part is the cell. Many cells is form tissue. Different tissues is form organs. Different organs working together form a system. And then you have your organism as a whole. So you call this level of organization, which is the makeup of the human body. Okay, so the makeup of the organism, you have cell, which is smallest living unit. You have tissues made up of similar or same cells. You have organs made up of different tissue. Organs make systems. So you have made up of many organs working together. Like the digestive system, you have the liver, the pancreas, stomach, all of them working together for digestion. And then you have organism made up of many systems performing different duties to keep the organism alive. So that was a first note. Let's move on to a second topic. Any questions so far with that first note? So this is what I call characteristics of a living organism. And you all should actually give definitions for these. So I will send it as a Word document for you all. So Grimna is growth, respiration, irritability, movement, nutrition, excretion, and reproduction. So here we'll actually go through what the subtopics was, what you have to look at. For growth, that would have involved mitosis and meiosis. Respiration, well, that's aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Irritability was that's the nervous system. Movement, that deals with the skeletal system. Nutrition, well, that's photosynthesis, because plants make their own food. And that involves digestion too. Or what we would call heterotrophic. So that's when we talk about balanced diet and the types of food groups, those things. Excretion now, that's the formation of urine and how it is removed from the body. Reproduction deals with production of an offspring. Actually, we looked at two types of reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction. All right, so I'm going to send this to you all now. You could use this as a guide when you're revising or to writing little notes. So since you're all typing out the exams, maybe you could start typing from now on to practice. Send it to the group. I won't post these on the Google Drive, all right? Because you have your actual long notes there. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. We looked at transport processes, right? So 3 types of transport processes we have to know. Transport processes is also something which you call movement of substances inside of cells or outside the body. I should put inside the body or outside the body. Right, so the 3 types we looked at is 1, diffusion. Now this one is the movement of molecules, gases, chemicals, what else I could say, and ions from high to low concentration until it is evenly distributed. All right. Any questions so far? I will explain what concentration means as well, because some people don't know. Osmosis, the difference is there's the movement of water. Water alone from high to low concentration. And then lastly, active transport. This is the movement of, same thing as diffusion. So molecules, not gas. Molecules, I can say with particles, and ions from low to high concentration. There's a difference there, low to high. So let me underline the differences in these. Now you all may have come across some words like concentrated. A concentrated solution is something that contains more solids or solutes in a liquid. So if you have salt water, you have more salts you have more salt than water in the container. The word dilute means a diluted solution means that you have more water or more solvent or more liquid or solvent in a container with a solute. So again, if you have salt water, we have more water than salt in a container, that is a dilute solution. Or if it is a pure water alone, that is even more, that is a strong dilute solution. All right. Terms like turgid too. Sometimes they hear a cell gain water, it becomes turgid. Turgid means water enters a cell and it swells. The word flaccid means water leaves the cell and it shrinks in size. So it becomes wilted, in other words. And then you have the word plasmolysis. That is when the cytoplasm, which is the watery part in the plant and animal cell. Now plasmolysis is only occurring in plant cell. That is when the cytoplasm strip away from the cell wall. When a plant cell is placed in a concentrated solution. So if you take potato and put it in salt water, over time it will, the water from the potato will leave and it will shrink in size. And also if you look at the cell wall and the cytoplasm, you will realize the cytoplasm strip away from the wall. Let me just show you all a picture of that, yes? So, turgid, flaccid, plasmolysis. Image. Okay, so here's a nice diagram. Here. So this is plasmolysis, the first one. Let me put this in the document. To the picture, boy. Save image. Actually, this one looking better. Alright, cell in a dilute solution becomes turgid. So if you put a cell, this is a plant cell by the way, because you see in the cell wall. If you put this in a dilute solution, it will swell. That is why it's looking so round, the vacuole, everything looking round. If you put a plant cell in same concentration of solution, it neither gain water nor lose water, so it remain the same. If you put it in a concentrated solution, it will lose water. So see how it get a little wilted. Now if you leave it there for some hours, the cytoplasm will strip away from the cell wall. So that is plasmolysis. Put that diagram there. Because I've seen a lot of questions where they ask if you place this potato strip in a solution, what will happen, those kind of things already. Just taking long. All right, the next thing to look at is, so that sums up transport. All right, these things, so it have examples in the notes as well. Let's look at photosynthesis now. I'll put a separate document for that. So this is we'll change the text here. No, you all can feel free to edit these things when I send you a letter and add to it as well. All right. Transport processes. Sending it. Let me know if you all could open it on your phone, please, and you all could see it. It will be better to open it on our laptop and edit and add to it when you all are studying, by the way. Okay, photosynthesis now. That's it. I'm doing 3 topics for each class when I'm doing the review, by the way. That's the goal. All right, photosynthesis. This is also known as autotrophic nutrition. All right, so first to begin. Okay, great. Glad it's opening. What organism does undergo photosynthesis? Plants. Plants are producers, which means they can make their own food. Now, in order for them to make their own food, they must have 2 things available. So they need 2 conditions available. You must have sunlight, and the plant must be green. Plant must contain chlorophyll. All right. Chlorophyll again is a green pigment found in the chloroplast of the leaves in green plants. Also, you need your inorganic materials, which is your raw materials available in nature. So which will be carbon dioxide and water. These are made in the environment, and it's inorganic, meaning these things are not living. All right. Then we could form our equation. So it's basically carbon dioxide, CO2, plus H2O will give you C6H12O6 plus oxygen, O2. So this is the chemical equation of photosynthesis, which you all have to learn. And there's a 6 in front, a 6 by the H2O, a 6 by the O2, right? Then you all have to know the word equation as well. They could ask either or, you have to answer what they ask. So again, carbon dioxide plus water would give you glucose plus oxygen. All right, so that's it. Now, photosynthesis is divided into 2 stages. You have what you call the light dependent stage, which obviously involves sunlight. Now, chlorophyll, which is a green pigment in a plant, absorbs the UV rays from the sun, which penetrates the leaf and will split the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Now bear in mind, how does the plant absorb water? Water enters the leaf through the roots from the soil. All right. So all of that is take place in light dependent stage. Now bear in mind, when you split water into hydrogen and oxygen, water is H2O. That oxygen is now going to leave the leaf. So the oxygen molecule exits the leaf through the pores called the stomata. Stomata is the pores in the leaves. So all of that does take place in the light dependent stage. So this process occurs only in the daytime when the sun is out. Sometimes it's daytime and it have a overcast, meaning it don't have too much sunlight. All right, next one is light independent stage, also known as dark reactions. Right. So this one does not involve sunlight. Now what happens in this stage, this is usually in the nighttime, is that the carbon from carbon dioxide will chemically bind to the hydrogen from water to form an organic compound called glucose. Anytime something that is living makes a substance, is called organic. So organic things come from something that is living. All right, and glucose is basically sugar. So again, this process occurs in the night. So the food making part, glucose, is the food product made and stored in a plant. Food can be stored in the leaves, in the stem, in the roots. Food can be stored as a fruit, by the way. So how food is stored? It could be stored stored in the leaves itself, stored in leaves, stored in roots, stored in stems, stored if the plant making a seed or fruit. All right. Now examples of food that contain a lot of stored food is your starchy foods. So examples of plants that store foods are starches, such as yam, potato, carrot. What are some examples of starchy foods besides what I list there? Anyone? How are food stored? We have potato already. What are other examples of starches? Pumpkin, all right, etc. Okay, now let me go back to that notice and make sure. Right, so you all have to know how to test for starch in a leaf. This is the procedure here. All right, so I wonder if I showed you all a video. I think I did. YouTube. Very quickly, let me just show you all how the test is. Starch test. All right, this one is just 2 minutes long.
Do you know that leaves of plants produce glucose through photosynthesis? The excess glucose is then converted into starch, which is the reserved food material in plants. Let us do a small experiment to test the presence of starch in leaves. We need a leaf, boiling water, alcohol, iodine solution, test tube, spirit lamp. Take a leaf from a plant that has been exposed to sunlight for several hours. Place the leaf in boiling water. This will kill the leaf, disrupt the cell membrane, and soften the cell walls, allowing the iodine to enter the cells and react. Now put the leaf in a test tube and cover it with alcohol. Keep the test tube in the boiling water. The chlorophyll slowly dissolves into the alcohol. Note that alcohol turns green. The removal of chlorophyll will help us observe the color change of iodine clearly. Place the bleached leaf in a petri dish. Pour iodine solution over it. Note the color of the leaf. It changes to dark green. This is because iodine combines with starch present in the leaf and forms a violet-colored complex. This shows that starch is present in leaves. Now cover a leaf with a black paper for a couple of days and do the same test. See if it still has starch.
Okay, so that's the test, and I gave you all the steps in the handout already, so don't need to rewrite that again. All right. So I have plenty of videos. A lot of videos is also show this kind of leaf. This is what you call a variegated leaf. It have white parts and it have green parts. The part that have the green area is where we'll have the stored foods or the starch grains. The white area do not contain any stored food. So therefore, when you put iodine on this, white will remain white, green will turn to blue black. All right, so this is basically photosynthesis here. Let me make sure and put learn the starch test. All right. And also there's a starch food test as well, which is different than the starch test on the leaf. So I'm going to send you all this. Let's complete the remaining 30 questions in the multiple choice in the interim. So I'm giving you all some time. Go back to your past paper document and you're doing from 31 to 60. All right, I'm going to pause for now. Let's correct the remaining questions. 31. One of the functions of the kidney, now feel free to state your answers as well. One of the functions of the kidney is B, formation of urine. Thirty-two. The ability of the human body is to maintain a constant internal environment is an example of A, homeostasis. 32A, yeah. When the blood becomes too concentrated, ADH is A, carried to the kidney where water is reabsorbed. Thirty-four. When blood sugar level rises above 100 milligrams per 100 cm cube. B, insulin secretion by the pancreas is increased. Forty-two. The allele for brown eyes is dominant to the allele to blue eye. What is the probability of producing a blue-eyed offspring with two brown parents? It's 25% B. Right. 43. Which one of the following best defines good health? C. Yes. Physical, mental, social. Eating a balanced meal as well as exercising regularly reduces the risk of D. Coronary heart disease. Yes. An example of a degenerative disease is C. Arthritis. Which row in the table below shows examples of signs and symptoms? Sign is something what you see, symptom is how you feel. So D, sorry, signs, you can't see pain, you can't see headache. Yes. Well, fever, you could see somebody sweating and you could see the temperature raising, like increasing. So signs, fever could be a sign, although I prefer it to be more of a symptom. But none of the answers, so the best answer here is C. 45 was C, arthritis. 47. Several patrons complain of severe fever. Tests show that the source of the problem, he is most likely a carrier of typhoid. D. What is the best prevention against ringworm infection? '48. Well, you have for ringworm, there's a fungus. So you have to use, to prevent fungus, you have to use good personal hygiene. D. Antibiotics is for bacteria alone. Yeah. 49. Which of the following activities is not a contributor to good personal hygiene? A. Proper disposal of feces. 50. Which of the following is not a stage in the life cycle of a mosquito? Embryo. C. Which drug, when abused, causes liver cirrhosis? D. There will most likely be small amount of fish at a point where the man is fishing because of 52. Man fishing, agriculture, housing, factories. B. Water pollution. 53. After storm, which metal cannot be used to make our water safe for drinking? A. The quality 54. The quality of drinking and swimming water can be determined by. Oh, this one is called the test to see if there is bacteria in the water is A. The coliform test. Yeah, 54 is A. Sewage can best defined as human urine, feces, and wastewater collected from home. Yeah. Refuse accumulated. No. Effluent or. Yeah, the best answer there is B. Next one, 56. At which stage is sewage broken down by aerobic microorganisms? C. Aeration tank. 57. That's the pit latrine. Which missing part will pose a danger to human health? And I've seen a lid, a seat, fly screen, window. No. The best answer there is a seat because they could fall into the hole. No, it don't have windows. You don't want to have any windows because you don't want any insects or anything from coming in. You can have a door, open and close, and that's it. It's supposed to have a ventilation pipe, but it's not even any option. A landfill can best be defined as an area not garbage and sewage at all. Landfill is for solid waste. So A. 59. Which of the following statements best describe non-biodegradable pollutant? Non-biodegradable. D. Unable to be broken down by living organisms. Last one. 60. kills pathogens in the water. All right, so the next past paper that I want you all to do is 2006. Could someone tell me what page is 2006 found? It starts up with this question. Page 49. Thanks. So that past paper. Now, what I want to correct, something for a long time, a long while now that I have to correct. You see these questions here? I'm going back to the chat where I sent it. Okay, so these were given since last term. I'm going to correct these past papers next week. All right, so have answers prepared for those. And then we continue with the syllabus again. So I'm going to put these past papers to do. And the next topics we're going to look at. So that will be after photosynthesis. So we're going to go through the cycles, the nitrogen, water, carbon cycle. We also have to look at the food chain, the three pyramids. So those three things I will look at next week, together with paper 2 and paper 1s. And please go and do the pretest in the CXC website as well. We will correct the CXC pretest, paper 1 and 2 next week as well. So that is also homework. All right, so pretest. Any questions? Ask right now, and then we will end the class. Any more syllabus to complete? No, we finished the syllabus. We're just going through and recapping topics and doing past papers. Right, so them 3 documents I sent, there's a recap on term 1. And feel free to add to the notes and edit it. That's why I sent it as a Word. Any more questions? Okay, so I guess that's it. We could end class right now. Again, I send the homework on WhatsApp, and this is recorded, so it will be posted on YouTube. For those who missed the last 2 classes, it was just 2 Zoom classes. If you go to YouTube, I will show you all where to view it. Or if you missed something in the video, you type in yes, remember to sanitize. All right. Type in CTS College. This will be the YouTube channel. Then you go to videos, and then you will see the date. So this is the last week's class, evening class. You can even view the day class as well if you want. These are the other subjects. So you just look at the title and it will guide you. All right, so be safe. Good night.